Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's tutorial is like a cool tone, kind of old Hollywood inspired smoked out winged liner. I had my face makeup done before I recorded this, so that is not included because it's basically just the same thing I always do. I use like the same foundation all the time and everything, so I didn't feel the need to include that. So it's just the eye makeup tutorial. This was really fun for me to do. I really love that like old school glam where the wing is like really smoked out. I just think that it's so like classic and beautiful, and it's, something that always looks stunning on brides. And I just wanted to, kind of take a jab at it and see what I could come up with and see how I could make it work on myself and record it for you guys. And I really love the way it came out. I think it's like perfect and neutral enough, but also glam enough for like holiday parties and things like that. And also I bought this lipstick yesterday. It's a Smashbox lipstick, and I thought the color was like super interesting. So I also tried that out for the first time in this video. So I hope you guys enjoy. Thank you so much for watching. If you're not already, please subscribe and hit the like button and leave me some comments below telling me what you guys would like to see in future videos. Thank you guys so much and enjoy the video. Bye. So first thing we're going to do for this look is I made sure that I put on some baking powder under my eyes pretty thick just to make sure that any fallout was caught and that I could dust it away later because we will be working with some darker shades and doing a lot of heavy blending. So the first shade that I went in with for my transition shade is called Barcelona Beach, and it's a Makeup Geek shade, and I popped that into the crease, focusing it mainly on the outer part of the crease, and then blending it in from there, in and up from there. And use this big fluffy Clinique blending brush to do that. This is a really great brush if you just kind of want to get like an all over wash of color. Having the baking powder on as a guide is really helpful when you're doing a look like this. That's why I went ahead and did this trick, because I knew that it would help me keep the shape really clean, and that's helpful when you are doing something like this, like a winged liner. So now we're going to go in with a smaller blending brush. This is a Sigma brush. Can't remember the number, but it's one of their smaller blending brushes. And the shade I went in with is from the Lime Crime Venus palette, the original one, and it's called Divine. It's this like beautiful like taupey shade that I'm obsessed with. I just feel like this would look so pretty on like so many different skin tones as like a shadow shade, and like a contour-y kind of shade, like a natural shaded contour for a very neutral eyeshadow look. But you could also make it really smoky, packing it all over the lid. It's just such a beautiful, versatile shade. So I just packed that on the outer corners. And now I'm going into the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette, which is just like the greatest palette. I reach for this constantly, and I'm using a big fluffy Sephora shading brush to pack on the shade. I think it's called like Saleos or Saleos. I don't know. All the names in this palette are like really hard to pronounce. But I packed that all over the lid, and I made sure that I have very almond shaped eyes, and they're very small. So I packed this matte shade onto like the first 2/3 of my lid, and I made sure that I really brought it up towards like the inner part of my brow into my nose as like a highlight to make my eyes look bigger. This is a good trick for people who have like smaller eyes. It just really helps them look more open and like you have bigger eyes. So now I'm just going in with that same Sigma brush with no additional product and just kind of blending a little bit to make sure that there's no harsh lines between that matte shade on the lid and the deeper shades in the outer corner. So now, okay, so this is when things got a little bit crazy. I knew I needed to use a really like liquidy eyeliner pencil to do this, one that I could smudge out easily, but this one is a Milani one. It's the Liquid Eye pencil, and it was incredibly easy, and it ended up working out okay. But at first, like you saw there, I messed up and I smudged it where it didn't belong. Ended up working out because I ended up like blending over it anyway. But just beware if you use this. It's a great product for something like this because you can smudge it out, but it can get too smudgy, so you got to be really careful with it. So now I just went back into that Kat Von D palette and took the shade Shax, which is just the matte black in there, and I took a really small Bobbi Brown detailer smudging brush and decided to go ahead and just like pack the color on first on top of the liner and then kind of start to blend it out. So that's what I did. And I left a lot of this footage in because I wanted everybody to see how long it took for this to really kind of come to fruition and look nice. It definitely looked like a little crazy at first, and I was like, oh, I don't know if this is going to work out for me. But this brush really, really helped because it has like a really sharp point on the end, so it helped me drag the liner out without it smudging too much. I mostly kind of made my wing with the shadow instead of the eyeliner, so that ended up making it easier to do and look sharper. You got to make sure too when you're doing this, it can be kind of easy to like miss putting black shadow on certain parts of the liner just because it's all black. So you got to really, really get in there and spend some time, like I did, just trying to really make sure that you pack that black on and that it looks nice and set and nice and matte and that the wing um, is smoked out enough. So after that, I took my really, really small MAC brush and I went in with the shade Liberatus from the Kat Von D palette, which is like this beautiful smoky matte gray. And I just went to town blending all over where that liner was. So now you can see I have the other eye done. I did it off camera because it would have been in a crazy long video. So I'm just working on my under eye, and I just put a little bit of black, of that same black liner in my waterline and on the outer corners. And then I took the matte black shade Shax and ran over that, mostly focusing on the outer third of my lower lash line. I didn't want to bring it in too close to my into my like inner eye because it can really close the eye up and make it look small. So I'm going to go in again with that beautiful taupey shade called Divine from the Lime Crime palette and just buff out the lower lash line so that everything is nice and smoky. Just taking my Duo fiber brush and kind of just brushing away all of that baking, and anything that is left on my brush I'm just using to like set the rest of the makeup on my face. So off camera, I popped on some Ardell 600 black lashes and used my Urban Decay Perversion mascara. And now I am applying this beautiful Smashbox shade that I absolutely love. It's such a pretty pop of color. It's called Pinch Me Matte, and their matte shades are awesome. Well, that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.